Welcome to Retirement with Jim. So today I'm going to talk about the changing face of retirement. Retirement has really changed. So before we get started, if you like my content, please consider hitting the subscribe button and feel free to leave comments. Love to hear from you. Love to hear what your thoughts are. Agree, disagree, whatever it may be. So with that, let's get started. So the changing face of retirement. Used to be people would say, oh, you need $1 million to retire. And it's funny because now people say, well, you need $1.5 million and $2 million to retire. Now, for me, I'm an advocate of you can retire on a whole lot less. Because, for instance, less than 3% of people who retire have $1 million. That's a huge amount of people that don't have that $1 million. So it just goes to show you can do with a whole lot less. And I certainly, as I said, I'm an advocate of saying you don't need $1 million. You can do it much better budget, a lot less, and still make it quite enjoyable. So other thing that changes, and the home values nowadays, the home values are for a medium home is between $365,000 and $400,000, which the reason I bring that up, is people use that at times to help fund their retirement. They downsize, they sell their house, they go into something smaller, and they use the remaining cash to help fund their retirement. And it's a good way to do that, and still be able to afford, to retire and enjoy your retirement. So having, a house that's paid off and you might be able to sell and go into something smaller, it's a convenient thing to have. Excuse me. So the next thing that changed in the change of retirement, the face of it, was inflation. Now, why? Inflation, really plays a huge part in retirement, and, so inflation, which right now is running between 2.5% and about 3.5%, it overall is driving up the cost of goods, food, gas, everything, your utility bills, your water, your electric, your gas. It's all going up by 25%. Excuse me. And no one's bringing their prices back down. So it's just once they're up to stay. It's just something all of us have to live with. So when you're planning for retirement, you got to take inflation into consideration. It is far higher than we want it, and it's costing the cost of all goods, not just anything, all goods, all services, to be up by 25%. Not a great sign. So kind of brings you to the future. You're thinking about retiring, and what you don't know about the future is you don't know where inflation is going to be. You also don't know where taxes are going to be. What kind of rates are you going to pay, when you decide to retire? You also don't know where the stock market's going to be. It's ridden a good long wave of ups, but the stock market, like anything else, is bound at some point to go down. And so none of us have that crystal ball. Got to figure out, where is it going to land? You just don't know. Excuse me. So retirement is all about time, health, and money. You have the time, but are you going to have the health? How much time are you going to have? And where's the money aspect of it going to be? Are you going to be on the good end of the stock market, or are you going to be on the bad end of the stock market? You just don't know. So it tells you just have to stay ready and keep looking at what you're doing and adjust as you go. You got to look at that and say, especially as you're younger, what adjustments can you make to get as much money, saved, you know, when it comes to retirement, it's not a set and done anymore. Just, okay, I'm done. I retired. Here's my pension and life is good. There really isn't pensions anymore. And you have to be really flexible with what you do and keep adjusting as time goes by. Whether you're getting near retirement, you're still just planning to, start planning now, or whether you're in it and you need to adjust to what the current times are. So you have to look at that. And that's probably one of the definite changes that have taken place. People take a look at retirement now and they say to themselves, they're planning to work during retirement, part-time gig, because again, the face of retirement has changed so that people go, I'm going to retire, and they don't consider doing a side gig or part-time work, that they are still in the work world. They're doing it on their terms, what they want, their hours, their convenience, whatever it may be. Whether you're doing consulting work or whether you're doing, a gig like Uber Eats or just being an Uber driver, whatever it is that you want to do or can do to make a little bit of extra money in retirement, is a smart thing to do. And you're still getting to do it, for the most part, all on your terms. And people have a different view about it. So again, that's another part of the changing faces of retirement. So yeah, you got to look at all of the things that retirement once was, and now realize that it's no longer that. It is something that is far different, but it's probably far more personal, where you can make it suit your own needs and be comfortable with it, be good with it. Because remember, retirement is what you want it to be. Now it's somebody else wants it to be. So it's your thoughts about what you like, what you want, and that kind of makes sense. For yourself. Personally, you save as much as you can. That's great, because the more you can put away, the more life is going to be so much more enjoyable in retirement. But sometimes just the sole fact of getting out of the work world, for many people, that's it. That's all they want. They're done with it. They don't want to work. They don't want the stress of the everyday work world, and they want to be able to kind of call their own shots and just enjoy. And whether that's just being at home and you put yourself on a really good budget and you manage that, then you still get to enjoy your time, your life, doing your things. So retirement is, again, so many things to so many people, but it's definitely changed. I don't think you need $1 million. Remember, 3% of people is all that ever hits that $1 million mark. So let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. So with that, I'm going to tell you, have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.